Hi, I'm Heather Matter, and today I'm going to talk to you about meditation and essential oils. Both meditation and essential oils have been used as wellness tools for thousands of years, but recently they've been recognized more and more for their long-lasting, life-changing benefits. Now, as an essential oil consumer, you probably already know that the oils are powerful. But today we're going to talk about how to use them with meditation and the benefits of doing that. But before we do, let's build a foundation. First, what is meditation? And how does it affect your brain, your body, and your emotions? In 2011, Harvard researchers conducted a study at Massachusetts General Hospital where they had people meditating 27 minutes a day for 8 weeks. Before the study began, they took MRI images of the brain, and 8 weeks after meditation, they took MRI images again and found that meditation had literally changed their brains. They found two distinct results. First, there was a decrease in gray matter in the amygdala, and there was an increase of gray matter in the hippocampus. And here's why that's important. The amygdala is the part of the brain that controls the fight or flight mechanisms. This helps the body deal with stress and anxiety, and it's the body's stress response. A decrease indicates a reduction in that stress response, and that change happened in the brain. They also found that during this process, the prefrontal cortex would thicken, and the prefrontal cortex is the decision-making part of the brain. So meditation literally changed the brain's response to stress and increased logical decision-making. That second change that occurred in the brain was an increase of gray matter in the hippocampus. Now, the hippocampus is responsible for helping to control memory, learning, self-awareness, introspection, and compassion. So they found in 8 weeks in meditating under 30 minutes a day, it was literally changing your brain to get positive results that you want and help decrease some of the negatives. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Do we meet our needs in positive or negative ways? Let's stop and consider that for a minute. Think about all of the things that people do to feel better. As human beings, we want to feel good. We're wired for happiness. Psychologists have concluded that we have very similar basic needs. We want to feel safe, we want to feel secure, we want to feel loved, connected, that our lives matter. We are each meeting our needs in positive, neutral, or negative ways. Take, for example, that issue of lowering stress. Stress is a painful experience. We don't like pain. We're wired for happiness, not for pain. So when we feel it, we want it to go away. Some people, when they feel stressed, they smoke a cigarette and they calm down. Does it meet a need? Yes, it does, actually, for a moment. But there are negative effects to meeting that need in that way. Sometimes when people feel stressed, they yell and it releases the pressure and they start to calm down. Because anger, you know what? It does cause a feeling of control to rise. Do you feel a little bit more empowered in those moments? You do. But there's a negative effect. So we all have needs, and we need to learn how to meet those needs in positive ways that have long-term benefits. So if you want to lower your stress, if you want to increase your decision making, you want to calm down, you can use meditation and essential oils, because both of these things benefit you in a long-term way, and it takes discipline and conscious choice to meet your needs in positive ways for both the short term and the long term, and not just meet your needs for the moment. But when we do, we see change that lasts not days, months, years, maybe even a lifetime, maybe even trickles into our children's lifetime. And that's a choice that we can make every single day. So here are some other benefits of meditation that have been scientifically proven. First, meditation helps preserve the aging brain. In 2015, Forbes published an article that shared scientific research on the benefits of meditation, saying a recent study from UCLA found that long-term meditators had better preserved brains than non-meditators as they aged. Number 2, meditation reduces activity in the brain's me center. A study at Yale University found that mindfulness meditation decreases activity in the default mode network, or the DMN. That's the brain network responsible for mind wandering, self-referential thoughts. Some people call this the monkey mind. I call it the lower mind. The DMN is on or active when we're not thinking about anything in particular, when your mind is just wandering from thought to thought. Mind wandering is typically associated with being less happy, being stressed out, worrying about the past and future, and it's a goal for many people to dial that down. So meditation helps people step out of that lower mind, or the monkey mind, and into a higher state of being connected to your higher self. So in summary, here's what research has found as far as benefits of meditation. First, it decreases the stress response, or the fight or flight center in the brain. Number 2, it increases decision-making capacity. 3, improves awareness and concentration. 4, helps preserve brain matter through the aging process. 5, reduces the default mode network, or the me center, or the monkey mind. 6, it decreases depression and anxiety and pain. And 7, increases positive feelings of well-being. In case you're thinking, all right, all of this sounds great, I can see the benefits, but what exactly is meditation? Well, here are some simple definitions to help. Meditation is a state of mental silence or rest where your mind is not all tied up in thinking. It can also be described as a state of conscious awareness where the mind is calm and clear, and it's often accompanied by deep peace, wisdom, and sometimes spiritual insight. Here's what it's not. Meditation is not hyper-concentration or mental fixation on something. It's not sitting quietly while your body is still, but your mind randomly wanders from place to place. It's not also any kind of loss of control or having apathy about your life. It really is slowing down the mind. And it's a practice that helps you find a deeper, higher awareness. It leads to greater peace and greater wisdom. It's estimated that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. Psychologists have concluded that many of these, up to 90% of them, are repetitive, negative, conditioned by our environment. That's that default mode network. That thought machine is running all the time, over and over and over again. This is the part of us that's been conditioned to our environment, and it's linked to basic human instinct of survival, and it sees life in those basic terms, surviving. This me center is prone to worry, to stress, to constantly think about the past and the future. It's a part of our natural or our earthbound self. It's competitive, comparison, comparing all the time. It's overly protective, and it constantly views people and life as threats and responds in those ways. But this is not all of who we are. We have a higher self. We have a higher mind that we can access. This other part of us is deeply peaceful, trusting, and hopeful. Our higher self is very creative. It thinks all things are possible. This is where we live in the present. We feel a lot of joy here, and we're open to options. We're naturally kind, loving, and forgiving. So check this out. We have dual citizenship. We have this higher self that's divine and wise and peaceful and creative. And we have this lower self that's constantly worried, afraid, anxious, and competitive. Most people fluctuate every day back and forth from their higher self and higher mind in their lower self. And you've probably had experiences with both of these sides. Have you ever walked into a conflict with your kids? Maybe they're having a conflict with each other, or maybe even with you. And you start to solve it from your lower self. How do you feel? It's stressful, it's frustrating, you're short. It's hard to understand all perspectives. And often when you're solving problems from your lower self, you're just trying to get it to stop without having a higher, more holistic perspective. On the other hand, have you ever had to solve a conflict or a problem with somebody from your higher self, where you entered the situation and you were patient? You were clear-minded, you were open to listening, you were creative in problem solving. That has happened to me, and I have loved it. And not only is it more efficient, I feel so good inside. I feel more love and connection with the people that I'm with, and kind of even proud of myself for doing that. But I'm sure we've both felt the pain of living in the lower self and knowing how many problems that creates. But that happiness comes for us from being in our higher mind and living from our higher selves. But how do we stay there? Because we want to be in this place all the time. We're wired for joy. Life is great from there. But how do we do it when there's so much going on and life is constantly moving and constantly changing? Well, here in summary is what meditation does for you. It allows your mind to pause. And as your mind slows down, it creates a space. And in that space, it allows openness for greater insight to come. Instead of being immediately reactive, instead of there's a stimulus and there's an immediate response, you'll notice through constant or continual meditation practice, there's a stimulus and there's a pause. And there's space for solutions. There's a space to find out how you want to respond. And then there's a choice. And it's in that choice we find that we can choose the responses that we have. We have power to create the life that we really do want. All right, we've talked about meditation, and now let's bring essential oils to the table. Since you're watching this video from doTERRA, you probably have some awareness of essential oils, but I want to take this time and talk to you about the effects of bringing them into your meditation practice and what that will do for you. First, essential oils can open the airways and increase alertness at the same time they increase focus. Number two, essential oils work with the emotional centers of the brain that help create positive emotional responses. So while the meditation practice itself is changing our brain matter, essential oils are triggering positive emotion centers in the brain and in the body. Kate Fox explains this very well in something that she calls the smell report. Olfactory or smell receptors are directly connected to the limbic system. This is the part of the brain which is thought to be the seat of emotion. Smell sensations are relayed to the cortex, where cognitive recognition occurs only after the emotional parts of our brains have been stimulated. Thus, by the time we have correctly named a scent, for example, vanilla, the scent has already activated the limbic system, triggering a deep-seated emotional response. Another thing that oils do is they create emotional memory. Because scent and memory are linked so closely together in our brains, when you link essential oils to your meditation practice, eventually the smell alone will quiet your mind and put you in a meditative state. In short, essential oils can 1. Bring increased mental focus, 2. Promote emotions of well-being, 3. Create emotional memory to calm the mind, and 4. Influence the nervous system to either stimulate or slow down. Now let's talk about ways to use essential oils during meditation. Number 1, you can put a diffuser in the place where you meditate and diffuse the oils into the air. Number 2, you can put a few drops in the palms of your hands, take a deep breath, and inhale. All right, here are some common oils that are used for meditation. The first is lavender or serenity, which is a doTERRA blend with lavender in it. It evokes positive feelings of self-awareness and helps ease feelings of tension. It also softens emotional tightness while helping to increase clarity of your thoughts or your mental activity. Lavender has been noted to have the emotional benefits of supporting people who need to verbally express themselves. Maybe you've shut yourself down in honest communication. Lavender can help with that. The next oil is balance. Balance promotes a whole body sense of relaxation. The spruce needle in balance gives it a woodsy smell, creating a grounding feeling, almost like you're aligning with a solid center. It evokes tranquility, and balance may even help ease anxious feelings. Another very popular oil for meditation is frankincense. Frankincense was used anciently and brought to the Christ child. It has been called by some to be the oil of truth and helps us let go of lower vibrations and deceptions and receive higher principles. Frankincense is calming and relaxing to the nervous system and supports healthy nervous system function. It induces feelings of peace, satisfaction, and overall wellness. When used with meditation, it can help people who feel abandoned, lost, or alone start to feel connected to the higher purpose and the divine. Immortelle is the next oil, and it is made of frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, and some other oils. And this blend combines high vibrational oils along with grounding oils to help us stay connected to our day-to-day lives here, but from the highest spiritual place. Immortelle can help quiet your mind and bring you to a place of inner stillness, reminding you that even during struggle, you have divine purpose. Immortelle can help lessen feelings of tension and promote a sense of calm. Sandalwood has been a popular oil for meditation throughout the world. It's been associated with prayer and spiritual worship, inviting connection and communication with deity. Sandalwood can help to quiet your mind. It can enhance positive mood and help you feel grounded, humble, and open to receiving. Here are some of my favorite oils to use during meditation. The emotional aromatherapy oils like Motivate, Passion, or Cheer. I also love Elevation and Citrus Bliss, and sometimes I'll even put lime in the diffuser to liven up my space. You are going to go into practice and find your favorite oils. Remember, you really can't go wrong. What you're going to do is just start with a few oils that you have on hand and try them out. You're going to eventually find your favorites and then move on to other ones. You can't go wrong just opening the bottles and beginning your practice right away. Here are some success tips to help you get into regular practice. First of all, create the space for yourself. Make sure you have a quiet room, maybe a yoga mat, someplace that's clean and ready to go. Number 2, get a diffuser just for that space. You don't want to be moving it around to other places. When it's time to meditate, you want it to be easy and have everything ready for you. Number 3, get a set of oils that are just for that space. The last thing you want to do is be searching all over the house for the lavender. Remember, this is an investment in you, and you are worth this time. So create the space, have everything ready, and have all of the tools that you need right on hand. In short, you really want to make this investment in yourself. You deserve this time and this attention and this care to give yourself this amazing gift. All right, now I want to take you through a simple meditation technique. The first thing I want you to do is prepare the space. Make sure that your area is quiet. So turn off your phone, close your office door, whatever you need to do to eliminate noise and distractions, you can go ahead and do that now. The second thing that I want you to do is to get your essential oils. Go ahead and grab a bottle of lavender, a bottle of Balance, or Citrus Bliss, and apply them in the way of your choice. Maybe you'll start your diffuser. You could put a couple of drops on the bottom of your feet like we talked about earlier, or just put a drop or two in the palms of your hands and take a nice deep breath in. The first thing I want you to do is to sit in a comfortable position, either on a chair or on the floor. Relax your shoulders and try to let go of some of the tension and the tightness that you might be carrying, or any of the events that have happened throughout the day before this time. Take a couple of deep breaths. The first thing is start from your abdomen and take a nice deep breath from there. You don't want to do shallow breathing from your chest. You want to do deep breathing from your abdomen. And as I continue to talk, you're just going to focus on sitting comfortably, relaxing your body, and increasing the depth of your breathing. At this time, you're going to let your thoughts slow down. Whatever's happened during the day or before this time, just let it all go. You can even imagine that it's in a container in another room. It's just not here. Maybe it's calling out to your attention. Just trust that you're going to get back to it. After you're done meditating, it's all going to be there, but right now you're going to take this time just for yourself. If your mind starts to wander, just bring your attention back to your breathing. Take a nice deep breath in and inhale. And then slowly exhale. Your mind is starting to slow down. Your body is starting to relax. And even though life is happening somewhere else, you're here, you're completely secure. Everything works out all right for you. And you can take all the time that you need to slow things down and get to a peaceful place. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths in. And as you're finishing your meditation, you notice your attention is coming back to the present moment. But as you come back, you're more peaceful than you were before. Life is lighter, it's easier to handle. Trust that you find the solutions that you need to have and that things work out for you. So take 2 more nice deep breaths in. And then go ahead and open your eyes. All right, how did it go? How was your experience? Did you notice your mind wandering at all? If that was the case, first of all, don't worry about it. It's very common, and trust that as you continue to practice meditation, eventually your mind is going to slow down. Remember that little tip or that little trick that as soon as your mind starts to wander, to bring your attention back to your breathing. Did you also notice that maybe you felt a little bit more peaceful, or maybe you felt lighter inside? That is the benefit of meditation. I want you to imagine what your life is going to be like if you were to do that every single day. You know, life situations, they come and go. Sometimes things happen and it's totally out of our control. We're busy people. I'm sure you have many aspects of your life that you care about. But if you will take this time and use these 2 tools and use them together, meditation and essential oils, you will find that you'll create a space in your life. And in that space and in that openness, you are going to be able to find that you live from a higher place. You're going to have more peace, more creativity. You'll stay in the present. It's going to be easier to let things go, easier to forgive. You're going to make wise and sound decisions and be more equipped to create and have the life that you want to.